YouTube, what's poppin'? It's your boy SleezyCheeto coming at you guys with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel video today. And today I want to show you guys my rank. Look, I'm Platinum 5. Got a Platinum 5 last night. Did a lot of grinding last night. I was thinking about streaming it, but I didn't. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that like button as well as subscribe to the channel. If you guys are new, I want to shout out to one of the new people who commented on my videos in the Starry Night video showing off the archetype and the potential it has. And said it was really helpful. They pull Rael, and hopefully they might give it a try. So if you guys like the new, like me using non-meta archetypes, again, I'm also free to play. I do not spend money on this game. I just build staples, and then I can build any deck once you got the staples. So yeah, so let's get into it. To prove this deck works, as you guys can tell, spoilers, Virtual World is what I'm using. Just build that deck. Oops, not this. Match history. All the matches you see here are from me playing Virtual World, but I want to take game again. This is like me learning the deck. Like I'm still learning the deck, low key. But then this 10-game win streak is me like got it. Like once I had like a true foundation of how the deck works and how to actually execute combos. And I used to have like a one-trick mind on how I do my combos, but now like there's many routes you could take and really many permutations you can do to get to the same end result. So, and you know, I got my last rank. I was Platinum 4, but that's because I rushed. I like in like the last like day I rushed from like Gold 4 all the way up to Platinum 5, and I used Zodiac Trap Brigade. You guys seen that video? I'll leave the video of the card in the video to show the Trap Brigade Zodiac deck, which I still like. If I really just want to win, I just use that. But I have another meta deck now, so yeah, I got Sky Strikers, I got Zodiac Trap Brigades, now I got Virtual World. So meta decks all around. I have many ways to get the platinum, basically. So let's take a look at my deck, or my version of the deck, and why I'm made my version the way my version is. I looked up a lot of materials online, see other people's decks, and see what I like, see what I didn't like, see what I had and what I don't have, and just made a deck accordance to what I got. So we have 2 Avec Railer. These are the hand traps. 2 Maxi, OP. 2 Ash Blossom, OP. I will get into the monsters. Let's just get into monsters. So we have 2 Virtual Hime Nanyan. She basically when you put her to the graveyard, she can be special summoned as a tuner monster by special summoning a level 3 monster. So she has really good synergy with Lulu, and so she could just be normal summon. She doesn't get any cool effects like the rest of the Virtual World special summoning themselves. But she is a good running 2 of her because she is good, but you don't want to see her as much as you want to see Lulu or Lao Lao or Gigi. You know what I mean? So let's go to Virtual World. Hime Lulu. She's kind of like the main staple of the deck. Its card is in your hand. Target 1 Virtual World card you control. Send a Virtual Card of a different type, monster, spell, or trap, from your deck to the graveyard if you do special summon this card, and then you can add 1 Virtual World card of the 3rd type to your hand. So for example, let me just put this in perspective. I use special summon Lulu by, let's say, I control a Nyan Nyan right on the field. I special summon Lulu by targeting Yan Yan, and now I have a monster. So which means I have to put a card of another Virtual World card of a different type. So that means I have to put a spell or trap in the grave. Let's say I put a spell in the grave, for example, Virtual World Gate, Qinglong, for example, right? Put that in the grave, which means I can add one of these traps, Virtual World Gate Choo Choo or Chuche. I don't know how to say that. Bring that to my hand. So that's how Hime works. She's really, really strong. And then we have this card. This is a end phase searcher, basically. So if this card is in your hand, you can target 1 virtual monster you control by sending 1 virtual monster card of a different type from the graveyard to the deck to the graveyard. And if you do special summon this card, and then during the end phase, you can target 1 virtual world monster in your graveyard and bring it back to your hand, except Gigi. For the rest of the turn, you can only special summon level or / rank 3 monsters or higher. You can only use the effect of Virtual World GG. I'm just gonna call you GG once per turn. So this card is actually really good. It has a lot of great synergy with itself. Like all these cards synergize with themselves, and that's this deck is really hard to brick with, but I bricked with it. So again, that's just my bad luck. I have bad luck when I play Yu-Gi-Oh or any game. So but yeah, the deck is pretty break proof as long as you have a virtual world card on the field. So moving on to Lao Lao. Lao Lao is a 6-star tuner. 2400 defense, pretty good, right? So the card be special summoned by the same effect, you know, if it's as long as I control a virtual world card and I send a virtual world card of a different type, monster, spell, or trap, to the graveyard, this card can be special summoned. And then when this card is special summoned, I can special summon one virtual world monster from my my graveyard in defense position with its effects negated. So basically, this card, if I put, let's say I put you in the grave, and I special summon this guy, I can bring this guy back from the grave. So you can just fill your board very fast with virtual world. These are all special summons. You honestly don't need the normal summon. Like, there's games I didn't normal summon. Like, I won games where I didn't even normal summon. Like, it's kind of crazy. And then we got the Lily here. Lily, same effect of how you special summon them. You basically you target one virtual world monster you control, and then you send a different type. For example, let's say I have the trap card. I select trap, which means, so I select a trap, which means I throw away a spell or monster in the graveyard, and then it's special summoned. And basically, this card, I think you can send, its special ability is that you can send a card from the deck to the graveyard once it's special summoned. Yep. And then we have Virtual Orihime Toto. So I only want to run with her. But basically, if you control no monsters, or all your monsters you control are psychic or worm monsters, you can normal summon this card without tributing. That's the main thing with her. Sometimes I get some bad bricky hands, but I can normal summon her. I can start one more flag type monster and special summon this card as a tuner, but banish it when it leaves the field. So yeah, like I can discard a card from the hand, and basically, or psychic, discard a monster from my hand to get this card back from the grave as a tuner. So I don't even have to go through the trouble of using the rebirth effect of Zhuan Wu. So then we have, the Raigeki, the vibes. It's the Raigeki, the Harpy's Feathers Duster, the Monster Reborn, and we got 2 or 3 of the Qualude. So basically what Qualude does is you can place one virtual world gate card from your deck face up, spell or trap zone. So basically I can activate a spell or trap from the jump by using Qualude. And then if I control one of these cards, it has effects. So the more virtual world gate cards I control, right? So if I run 2 virtual world gate cards, all monsters gain 200 attack this turn. Or I can send the top 3 cards from my deck to the graveyard, or I can special summon up to 4 monsters when I have 4 gates open, with different names from your extra deck. You can only affect this card once per turn. So I've never actually gone the 4, but done the 3 before, and it helps out a lot. So yeah, 2 Pot of Prosperity. You banish the cards from my extra deck, and I get to see the vibe, see what my card order is, and then go from there. I like Pot of Prosperity over Extravagance in that aspect, because I get to see and basically decide how I want to go. Yeah, Virtual Gate Xinlong. This is a continuous spell. Basically, when this card is in the field, I could banish one virtual monster or card, one virtual card from my graveyard and target one face-up monster and negate its effects until the end of the turn. Really, really good, right? And they're negated even if you guys destroy this card. So even if the card leaves the field, they're still negated. Pretty awesome. And when this card is in the graveyard, all these guys have grave effects, which is really great. Like when this card is in the grave, it comes back as tuner. And when this all the spells and traps got grave effects as well. So when this card is in the grave, I can banish this card from my graveyard, and I could send one virtual monster from my deck to my hand, and then send one card from your hand to the graveyard as an exchange, right? Really, really strong card. Keeps the synergy going. Emergency teleport, just in case you break or things don't go your way. Just run one of these. I just only want to run one of these. You could run 2, but there's no need, in my opinion, because it negates the pluses you get from, for example, if I emergency teleport Lulu, she doesn't get like the whole second half of her effects. They just don't do anything. So you don't get anything out of it really. It's kind of like let's just effort, you know, put a GG. Like if I need to get a virtual card to start the chain, get a GG, get a Nyan Nyan out, and just go to town. And next we have Wild by the Grave for those hand traps and some annoying things that activate in the grave. We're running 2 skill drain. You know, I guess I'm tired of skill drain. I started to run skill drain. Because these, I don't, skill drain is pretty good with this deck because I don't need the effects of these monsters on, the effect of these monsters happen from the hand and or from the grave. So it doesn't really matter that their new fates are gated, to be honest. It kind of like disrupts some of my synchros and my Zeeds, but I could always destroy it as long as I have the Virtual Gate Chuche up. I could always destroy it so I can pop off when I want to. So there is no like, you know what I mean? Like there's no pressure in me using Seal Drain. It's just to disrupt my opponent. We got Virtual World Gate Chuche. So when this card is on the field, I can shuffle 2 cards, shuffle 2 cards from my banished Virtual World cards of different names, and bring them back into my deck, right? And if I do, I get a free target destroy on any face-up card on the field. So it's really, really good. And I can do any player's main face. And then also when this card is in the grave, I can use this card to increase the level of any virtual world monster I control by increasing the rank by 3 or decreasing the rank by 3. So basically I can get the big 12 and summon like, you know, Geomathemech Final Sigma or Ultimaya to Zolkin. That's how you would say it. And the last card in the deck is the Gate Zhanwu. Basically in the battle phase, if I control the virtual world gate card, I can target one card, face a monster on the field, changes its battle position. Basically free kunai with chain, free enemy controller basically, but just one effect. But the real effect is the graveyard effect, which basically acts as a monster reborn by I discard a card and I can special summon any card from the grave, but I negate its effects. So free reborn, which means more synergy, more combos, more summons, more links, you know, more synchros or exceeds. So yeah, so then we go into let's go to the extra deck. We got one starter as Charge Warrior. Basically this card, especially when this card is special summon, I draw 1 card. Beautiful. Which sometimes with this deck, all you need is draw 1, and you could probably get what you need to pop off even more. We got 1 virtual beast, I don't even know how to say that. I'm gonna call you, I'm gonna say Jewy. It cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects while you have 2 or more monsters in your graveyard with the same type and attribute, which I usually would do, which would be these 2. So like so again, Psychic and then Wind. So as long as I have a Psychic and or Wind monster in the grave, I should be good. This card cannot be destroyed by card effects or battle, which actually is a lot stronger. I know people don't like this card, but this card actually has use, and I have a replay showing use, but I don't know which one. You can banish 2 monsters in your graveyard with the same type of attribute, with different names. Target 1 card in the field, send it to the graveyard. You can only use this effect once per turn. Basically, I do this for enemy removal, get rid of some of their stuff, so they can't pop off. We got 1 Crystal Ring Synchron Dragon. Basically, this card gets a quick effect, basically a 1-turn negate of monster effects, and then this card gains attack equal to the monster it destroyed, because the gate's activation destroys it, and then destroys the monster and gains attack. And then also during the damage calculator, this card gains attack equal to the current attack of the opponent's monster. It does during battle, and this happens only during damage calculation. So this is on top of the negate, destroy, add attack of the monster it destroyed. It also gains attack of the monster that is battling. So this guy, it's hard. It's easy to OTK with this guy. There's an OTK setup with the I got going. So then we have the Cloud Castle here. Basically, tuner monster that special summons level 9. Target 1 level 9 special summon target level 8 or lower monsters cannot attack the turn they are special summon. So basically, I can even get Crystal Wing if it gets destroyed somehow, some way back with Cloud Castle. We got Kriston, Quarian, Grandrax. But basically, this card here, I use this card because they have a lot of tuners, and so I can summon this. So you can target a monster your opponent controls and in their graveyard, up to the number of synchro monsters materials used to synchro summon this card. Banish them. If this synchro card is destroyed in battle by card effect, you can target one banished monster except this card and special summon it to your field. I've banished some people's, like, for example, I banished a Chaos Max Dragon once, and then they destroyed it with like another Blue Eyes. They crashed into it, and then I summoned Chaos Max Dragon to my side of the field and won the game. So this is why I have this card in here. It works for me. I know people run like Coral Dragon and that Croco whatever for the draw power and all that crap, but this just works for me. We got one Vermilion Dragon Mech, which is a good card. Basically, I can discard a tuner from my graveyard, banish a tuner from my graveyard, and basically pop a card. And when I have monsters in my banish pile, I can do, virtual world things. So it all works out. It all synergizes. And then we have virtual world QB Shen-Shen. Shen-Shen is just one of the goated monsters I've ever used. Such a strong, like great card art, and just such a good monster. You don't need one of them, because this card basically just comes back from the grave. I can return banished cards and bring it back to my graveyard, which is really good. So the recycling materials are really good with this deck. And then also, when, example, like during my main phase, when this card sends to the graveyard, I can banish 2 monsters in my grave and summon this card back from the grave. Really, really good. So you can get a lot of use out of this. I use this as a XZ material, as well as like, even synchro material if I need to. And then I can just get it back the next turn. We're going Ultimate Sulkin. Basically, this card is here to special summon. Because again, we have a lot of 3s and 6 tuners, and normal monsters. So there's no way we could get 8. Literally, there's no way we could get 8. Literally, this is a 3. This is a 1. There's no way we can get 8. So we use this guy to special summon a dragon monster. This guy, and this card special summons by setting a spell or trap, and then I can synchro summon this guy, and we go for big OTK fashion. As long as I have Shen-Shen, Sulkin, and Crystal Wing, I'm guaranteed a lot of damage and or OTK. And then I'm running Geomatic Final Sigma because this guy is really good because he cannot be targeted by, he's unaffected by card effect except Mathmech cards while in the extra deck zone. And if this card is in the extra deck zone, battles an opponent's monster, it inflicts damage to your opponent that is doubled. And if this card is destroyed by battle, or if if it's in the owner's possession destroyed by opponent's card effect, you can target one Mathmech card from your deck, from your hand. You can only use one effect. We can't get that second effect, but just him being just unaffected by card effects, except Mathmech effects, makes it very strong. Can't get Regeki. Can't get, maybe he could get Lightning Storm. Yeah, if he's attack position, he could get Lightning Storm. But other than that, just anti-Regeki. That's why I run him. We got one Phantom Knight of the break sword. This guy's a nice 3 exceed that can pop cards in the enemy field and my field. That's basically all this card does. We got one virtual world Dragon Long. So Dragon Long here is it can detach mirrors and negate the activation of effects. And I can only use it once per turn. Really, this is like, again, I think the reason why I made the deck the way it did is that the deck was good, but it lacked negates, like quick negates. So quick negate here, quick negate there. What else? Unaffected by card effects. These have negates, but not quick effect. This has a negate, but not quick effect. And then I can negate on the other. I can destroy on the other turn, but I can only negate on my turn on this one. So I just feel like the deck needed more negates. So I have this one here. I have this card in here because basically when this card is if my opponent controls I try one face-up card my opponent controls and one card in either graveyard and banish them. If I do that, if this card is destroyed by battle or by attacking a monster, by coordinates card effect, and its owner's monster, I can special summon 2 virtual monsters with the same type and attribute as each other from my deck. So basically, this card, one is destroyed. So I take 2 cards to exceed. It goes away. I get 2 back. Very, very plus. Like this card because of its plus. And then we use this deck for the True King of all calamities. If you guys don't know what this card does, this is broken. Quick effect, basically, I declare type, and then every monster is that type. And every monster of that type, all face-up monsters in the field, become an attribute, and they can't activate their effects, and they can't attack. That's crazy. This card is busted. It can't get Raigeki though. It's Raigeki bait. Like as strong as this card is, I literally pull the opens card, and you know, enemies, literally opened up with Raigeki and just destroyed my opening setup. I was like, all right, cool. So I had to either I got OTK'd or came back from it. We got one Zeus because after I use all the material, or I use one material, basically it's GG if things work out. My favorite, no Raigeki, and I attack with it. I either go into Zeus, or like when I go for the OTK setup, or and I don't OTK, I summon these two, I could go into Zeus. And then we have Kriston Hal here. You know what Hal does, you know, 2 monsters including a tutor monster. This card is link summon, and so basically this link summon basically special summons first of all I can special summon a tutor monster from my deck to my hand in defense position with no effects, and as well as I have a quick effect where I can banish this card and special summon one synchro tuner monster from the action deck. I don't have one. I probably should add a synchro tuner monster. I should probably add like the pre-mathemech of this, because this will have more synergy. But he's more like honestly, this guy is here literally to bring the tuner monster from the deck, like the first effect, as well as Pot of Prosperity bait. That's literally why he's here. So yeah, this is my virtual world deck that got me to platinum 10 game win streak. Let's look at 1 or 2 replays. Let's see, match history. What was a good one? There are a couple good ones. I don't want to show you guys the long ones because like I had to fight for those. Let's do this one. Like when I said I had to fight like 18 turns, there's one game I had to stall by keep resummoning Senchen and keep put my monster defense because I just needed Raigeki to win the game, and I actually summoned the Raigeki. I'm actually gonna probably do a separate video on some of my clutch replays. I'm just gonna show you guys what the deck can do. All right, one Yan Yan. I normal summon Yan Yan because I need to. Sweet Ash Blossom is my guy. I call from the grave deck because I ain't with that. I'm not gonna let you Ash Blossom my special summon because he tries once you if you shut off my engine, this deck is pretty weak. But it's any deck, right? So we send that to the grave, add the Chuchi to the hand. I set Chuchi. One thing I will say that I misplay a lot of is that if I want to go for big dragon and I want to special summon Crystal Wing, I need to save my sets. So that's something I need to work on. If you go this version of the deck, there's another version of the deck, but I like the OTK potential of this deck because usually the decks I run don't have OTK. They're just control decks. I just like control decks basically, like Sky Strikers and Zodiac Tri Brigade. So I go for the True King of all calamity, whatever, blah blah blah. Put him in defense position because I don't want to get lightning stormed. Bring back Lulu. Thanks to GG's effect. And let's see, we're going against Blue Eyes, so we just click Light. It's basically a GG's. He puts that True Light here. He puts a trap there. I activate Chuchi to get that out of here. I don't want to deal with True Light. True Light delivers monsters. He scoops. But yeah, like, again, that just shows what True King does. When True King works, it works well. Let's see if I can find a replay where I went for the Crystal Wing nonsense through the virtual world engine. Let's see how I open up. This is a decent hand, not the best. I probably should power up Prosperity off rip, but I don't do that knowing myself. I'll go in second. Saw Kaiba, man. I was like, oh my god, Blue Eyes again. And then the set 4 and the set monster, bro. That's tough. So I go for Prosperity. He does that. I'm like, okay, but I'm still gonna sit on my board. May not attack, but I could probably get some pops. Alright, do this, and I make sure I get Chi Gate up, and then I do this. Activate spell card to put Chi in the grave. Add that to my hand for the normal summon. Normal summon that. To special summon this to put a spell in the grave. And then we go for Feral Tech Dragon here. Just get a free pop on something. Special summon this guy. Put Rebirth in the grave. And through a special summon him, I brought Neon back. So we get Shen out. I go for True King here. I was thinking about trying to go for a I'm gonna pop my own card to get that in the grave for my next turn. He activates True Light. I activate Light as the effect here, just in case he special summoned. But no, he brought a Blue Eyes card. Again, I just wanted to play around the special summon. I still gonna go Light because I know it's Blue Eyes. He ain't slick. He opened up True Light. And literally the top 3 cards are all Blue Eyes. That's so funny to me. So he activates. That's what the effect of True Light I was scared of. Basically. So yeah, Blue Eyes. Okay, all these Blue Eyes here. Go for the Synchros. It's a harbinger of hope. Harbinger. So I'm not really scared of this. I'm just gonna pop off basically. I have all my pause it here. I have everything, all the pieces I need in the trap. I have in the grave. So I have a Chi. I have a Shilong. I got Rebirth. I am chilling in the grave right now. I can actually just go and pop off freely. That's basically what I do. So I get the Stardust out. Take Stardust, draw a card, get Monster Reborn. Special summon this guy, set this, get Crystal Wing. We go put 2 monsters from the banish 2 monsters from my grave to bring back Shen. Still going. Activate this effect, try to pop him. But I guess he's unaffected by those cardi effects. Oh, I do pop him. So I go for the attack. He summons a Blue Eyes. So I have to cancel this attack, unfortunately. So I go for the Crystal Ring here. So basically, I cancel the effect of this guy, gain the attack, and then gain 3,000 attack, and hit a big OTK setup. Crystal Wing. Such a good monster. But yeah, that's kind of like the gist of what I want to show you. This is the deck that got me this 10 game win streak all the way up to Platinum. If you guys want to try Virtual World or need any help building the deck, hit up your boy. I can help you out. And yeah, it's your boy SleezyCheeto signing out. Peace. Got you all in the next one.